Okay, so we're going to watch Yanbetari so that I get a feel for their deck. But the other one is going to be, as I said, a Cameron the Fox deck. And what this is a singleton hero tournament. Which means they can only play one of any card, except we're letting them play 4 copies of a hero character. And it has to align with the rest of their colors. This one's interesting. Like this hand is. Make sure Celtic knows to go. This hand has a lot of good ramp. The thing is, will it be able to draw what it needs? Is Seek legal? Yep, but you can only have one of them. So it's very much trying to emulate, like, Elder Dragon Highlander or Commander in Magic the Gathering, right? A singleton format, but then you can have 3 copies of your hero. And I kept it at 75 cards, because this is a little different than Magic already. We already have to have more cards, so I think it's okay that way. Also gives you a little bit of a higher chance of actually drawing the hero, because you can't actually have, like, a set of rules the way that we do in Magic. Like, it's not hard-coded in, right? That you can do you have your hero. We've set it up in a different way so that it's actually usable. Trying to maximize the way that people can actually get their hero to matter. And I've got to imagine that we're going to see... Oh, no, it's just going to be Ambercoin. I was going to say that we're seeing Eternity Core here, but that makes sense, too. Just trade off with the 2-1. Really awkward start here for Yanbetari. Oh, and I'm also gonna... I should probably turn this down. Because I'd like to put these back up on YouTube later. 3 of the hero or 4 times the hero? 4 times the hero. You can put 4 copies of the hero in your deck. It's the only thing that you're allowed to have more than 1 copy of. Ooh, and we've got a market now, so we could go for Crown of Possibilities, which is pretty sweet, or Quicksilver Mirror. Oh man, I love that there's a Quicksilver Mirror in this. Quicksilver Mirror is also playable right now, so that might be the thing to get, because then you can copy Merchant and just keep getting more. I think that my play here would be Temple Scribe, and then Merchant, and maybe Merchant away, like, Excavate, and get the... Quicksilver Mirror, honestly. Celtic and you are both on Cameron. Nice. I'd want to see what the next card is first myself, but I can understand doing this first too. It's a tough one. Yeah, we see the Quicksilver Mirror. I love that. And the Excavate, just like I thought. I like that as a play a lot. It makes me look smart, so that's a good play. I agree with it. I said those things too. And we've got Celtic going to their market. Celtic, I actually have the full list up in front of me, or at least I did. And in their market, they've got Display of Ambition, Milos, Pristine Light, Regent's Tomb, and Token of Ambition. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a Regent's Tomb come down. I would like to look at what the hand is here for Yanbetari if I'm Celtic. And a Sabotage, as it turns out, would be really good right now because God, Xenon Obelisk. Oh, we're going to see Scrap Tank, though. That's pretty cool with the Scatter Shot. We're getting a lot of extra little points of damage. Scatter Shot plus Cameron is really nice. Haven't seen either hero yet, though. Oh, man. The Xenon Obelisk is going off. There's so many plays here. I don't know what you'd want to trade. Yeah, I guess the power. Which kind of hurts because you want this obelisk, but... Yeah, you might want to just get rid of the Scrap Tank. That's a very fair move. Scattershot plus Cameron is really cool tech. It's a fun one. Alright, and we're just going to throw in the 2-1 just to get a little bit of extra damage in. Yeah, I like the block by Yanbetari here, not to risk the 1-3. I'm imagining that's a Cameron. Yeah, there we go. I'm like, there's got to be a Cameron, right? Otherwise, that play doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's a way to actually get a unit that deals damage. That's cool, by the way, because now this game is real again. Like, Quicksilver Mirror is still scary, but Cameron with scatter shot is really nasty. What game are we on? We're on game 1.
Blink and you'll miss it.
Ooh, going to 8 by using that. And then just using the changey stick on the Cameron. No attacks, though. Probably correct. Yanbetari has such a lead as long as they can hold on to this Quicksilver. Like, the Quicksilver mirror is such inevitability. It's going to be very hard for Celtic to come back as long as that's in play. That being said, Celtic is in fire. There's definitely the possibility of some relic removal. And I would think that people would do it. I've got to check. Let me just see what relic removal, if any, is in Celtic's deck. Let me see if I can find one real quick. It's hard to say because, of course, it's a singleton format, so I've got to look through the whole list. That's very cool with Cameron, too. There's lots of ways to make extra units. I don't know if there actually is any relic removal. Rujan's Choice doesn't do it. Yeah, there's nothing in the market that does it. I actually think that there's no answer, from what I can see, in this deck from CelticGuardian to a relic, which, considering that there is now both Quicksilver Mirror, Crown of Possibilities, and Xenon Obelisk on Yanbetari's side, that's bad news for Celtic. That's real bad news. Getting reckless on the Borderline Scout was not amazing. You know, I mean, it looks bad for Celtic in a lot of ways, but at the same time, there's going to be, like, the refresh already happened. Didn't gain life. If you're at 14, it's very possible for Celtic to just stall long enough and have the Iceberg Scattershot win the game. Like, that's certainly a thing that we could see here. Especially if Celtic can manage to get, like, another Cameron, or just play things like Stone Scar Scrapper or Colony Matron. Like, some good token makers can really make this a big deal. Yeah, Scattershot's done a lot of work this game. That being said, oh god, that Obelisk. Obelisk is making everything so big on Yanbetari's side. Hit with a slow, and that endurance is nasty too on the flyer. Like, Celtic can chump block for a really long time, but the flyer is an issue. That's the biggest reason why they're not going to be able to race. Double damage Trailmaker. Another really good threat, actually. Still 4 cards in hand, though. Could be a bunch of things. There's no board wipe either in Celtic's deck. Like, there's no Harsh Rule or anything like that. Kriva is a pretty good one right now. Like, it's okay because it just pings for a lot of damage over time. Ooh, another Cameron. Alright. It kind of sucks to have to sacrifice the deadly unit, but at the same time, drawing a bunch of extra cards here and just being able to continue to chain things with that scatter shot is exactly what Celtic needs to do. This is going to be very close. Because Celtic's got a lot of chump blockers. It's really about the flyer. If Celtic can find something that flies to block for a turn or two, or a little bit of life gain, it can be a big difference. We're going to see a Talir ult. Oh yeah, almost certainly. Like, by ultimate, I assume that you mean that it comes into play. I don't think it's actually going to be used. I'd be very surprised if it manages to get to 33. This game's going to end faster than that, but Talir is definitely coming into play. See, like, that's... these little points of damage, just chipping away. It's really about if Celtic can actually find any life gain or flyers to just chump block for a turn or two. What are those last 3 cards in hand? They matter so much right now. Celtic's not showing.
Blink and you'll miss it.
This has got to be such a tense game for both of these people. I guess that doubling up on Talir's with the Quicksilver Mirror makes it a lot more possible that the ultimate happens. Yeah. Cameron can now block something and eat it, so that's at least somewhat useful. And then the 3-3 probably blocks the 4-3. And then we just get a couple of chump blocks with 1-1s, I imagine. I think... Do you have to block that 3-9? It's really dependent on what's in CelticGuardian's hand. And now we're going to see Trading Post. Do we actually see Linrai Emblem come down? I don't know if we would. When you're at 9 here and this game is this close, you're just hoping to hold out and not get dealt those last few points of damage, it might be very worthwhile to just not play the Linrai. Nice, okay. I was wondering when we'd see the display, because I thought they might have gotten that out of the market. Caleb's Persuader. It's big and nasty, but it's not big and nasty enough, unfortunately. Yeah, there we go. Close game, though. Well played by both people. It's amazing how close that was, considering that, like, Quicksilver Mirror came down on, what, like, turn 5? Because there was a Disciple and, what else was it? There was another piece of ramp there as well. So 2 pieces of ramp to get to the very, very early Quicksilver Mirror. And despite that, that game went forever. And really came very close. Interesting deck for sure. We're going to watch CelticGuardian's side of things now. Celtics is mostly premium too. That's kind of nice. Unfortunately, a really bad starting hand here from Celtic. This hand is dicey. God, you could almost keep it. It sucks that to pledge away your hero, but it might be worthwhile. And then you do have the cargo. Yeah, I don't know about this one. This one's a tough one. I guess this is probably keepable. Yeah, the Pledge Leader is a very smart idea, actually. I never really thought about that, but that's a really, really good way to do it. Having a 3-color Pledge Leader helps a bunch. I think maybe we're waiting on Yanbetari. I'll let them know. Ooh, a mulligan to 6 for Yan. And yeah, it looks like Celtic kept the first hand. Play it as a Justice Sigil, and then go cargo for another Justice. Make sure that you can play the Vanquisher's Blade, I guess.
Together we'll find the time.
Bare Arms is very powerful, especially with something like Red Canyon Smuggler. I've got to imagine it's Insignia Street Urchin, though. This living example on turn 2, though, in a singleton format, that is scary. There is a mob rule, so Celtic could try and go that route. Oh my god. Oh my god, what a start. Yikes. What do you do here? Do you play Vanquisher's Blade to keep it alive because you want to have your Street Urchin? It does let it have more twists later, but this is sick. Yeah, Bare Arms on Street Urchin seems really good, but I mean, this is a tough position to be in already. Just an incredible starting hand from Yanbetari. All of that twist is going to be incredibly nasty. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I liked this hand from CelticGuardian, and it's got a lot of cool things going on with it, but Living Example into Temple Shihan is unbelievable. Oh my god, into a double Inspire emblem. Oh, they didn't even decimate. That, honestly, to me, that is more terrifying. Like, if I'm Celtic, that is alarm bells all over the place. So they can go Smuggler to try and hit something, I guess. Oof. If you twist, then you lose it, and twisting it doesn't even really make a lot of sense here yet. It feels like just assembly line. Yeah. Next turn, you can play Bear Arms plus Mob Rule, which is good. And you now threaten to at least triple block the... God, these hands. This is just... I feel so bad in some ways for Celtic here. Like, this just feels so rough. Going to the market now, too. Alright, I mean, there's some stuff here. You could Bear Arms into Scavenge, so that you just have a very large Urchin.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I think that you probably attack now and see where the block happens. And just hold up the Mob Rule. And if this is it, do you let it happen? Yeah. Okay, Celtic says yes. Mob Rule the living. Okay. Hitting that Time Sigil is fine, actually, for Celtic, because they can just trade it away.
Your time is far from ended.
They drew almost all units after playing Living Example into Temple Shihan. That's so disgusting. God, it's so gross. Yeah, the OG Aurelian Merchant with flying and everything. So if you're here, Pristine Light maybe? Maybe go for Display of Ambition, because that gives you some flexibility. It's a tough game. Celtic still has a chance. Okay, I decided to go for the light. And I've got to imagine that we see a Bear Arms on the... Yeah, on the Merchant, on the Smuggler. Get hopeful and try and make it really large and get in. You kind of need to Pristine Light next turn first, though, so that you don't lose the Bear Arms. And there's the 2-5. You can't block unless you want to actually lose the Merchant, which is hard to do. So just go ahead and get some free extra value here. Yeah, and there's the Pristine Light. And now I've got to imagine we follow that up with the Scavenge. It's possible that you do it with Emblem and Slumbering Stone instead, for sure. Like, that's a thing that you could do. No, gonna go for the Scavenge. And I'm guessing that we just see, like... I want to see, yeah, an all-out attack here, I think, is the best thing to do. At this point, you want to put as much pressure down as possible. Taking the 12 damage from the Merchant. Yanbetari's gotta have some kind of a board wipe or something, right? Like, Hailstorm or Lightning Storm. There's something here. I mean, I might be wrong. Maybe just removal for the 6-5. But even then, like, really wide board here to try and survive if you don't have that. Yeah, this is tough. They can block 3 things, but that puts them to 1. And that's assuming, of course, that Celtic just has nothing. Which does actually happen to be the case, but... not an easy position to be in. Raider gains life. That's true, yeah. The Raider would gain life. Yeah, I wonder if it actually is better to attack the 8-7 then. Because it gains 3 life every time on block. It might have been better to just attack the Raider. Kinda surprised that that was the chump block, too. That one feels weird. Because that Raider seems so nasty against this wide board for now. Gonna be really close again. I think that Yanbetari still has a very good chance of pulling this out. 3 cards in hand and a sight is a lot of advantages. 1 removal spell on that 8/7 now, and Celtic's grip on this game just evaporates. Oh, wow. Hit Lumen Reclaimer number 2. And yeah, smartly hits Celtic's Void. Celtic just hitting power. You just got to attack the 8/7. I think that you've just got to suck it up and realize that's your only real good attack. Which is tough to do. Really. I'm surprised by that block, too. I guess that Yan really needs to have the power off of the Merchant. Oh, wow. These draws from Yanbetari, though. If they get power now, that Curiox is incredibly nasty. Yeah, now that's a 7/12. It'll actually be able to trade next turn, because it'll be a 7/8.
Something catch your eye.
And a Merchant. Oh, God. Oh, no! Into Savagery! Right, that's in the market. Oh, no! That looks like it's over for Celtic. This has been 2 really close games, but... I mean, just some very, very strong decks here from draws from Yanbetari, and I don't know that we're going to see Celtic come back from it. Celtic just all-out attacking, which... I mean, it puts them to 2? I don't know, like a scatter shot would change things. Oh, 2 power cards does not. I was really thinking that you might want to just sacrifice onto the Slumbering Stone and see what you get first. This is brutal. And now a Cerso comes out. Senway Smuggler? Is that anything? I mean, it can display of ambition and buy back some units. It's certainly possible to get, like, Smuggler plus Wind Elemental. I feel like that's gotta be the play. There's gotta be a little bit of an argument in my mind. I'm kind of surprised it didn't go into Celtics to shift this. Because if you shift that, you are putting a clock on Yanbetari where, like, they have to find an answer in a couple turns. Going down to 10? Nope, just killing the flyer. Yeah, I think that then I really wanted to see this shifted. Well, there's a Pristine Light. I mean, you swing with the whole team, I think. Yeah. I still like to attack the whole team. Yeah, their Void got shuffled back in. Which is why they're able to play the second Pristine Light. Now we see it shifted. And honestly, Yanbetari doesn't have that much pressure anymore, so this might work out. Oh god, Titan just... Ugh. Scary card to see. Tomb is certainly interesting. I'd have liked to see the 3-3... I don't know, I guess... Could it attack? I almost want it to. You kind of had to put some pressure on Celtic here. Even if it's risky, you've got to do it because Celtic has this shifted unit just ready to kill you. You've got to end the game in a couple of turns or you're just dead, right? So that I felt like that 3-3 maybe should have come in. God, it does proc the Slumbering Stone, but the 6-6 is going to in a second anyways, right? Oh, it doesn't even attack. I don't know how I feel about this. Sabotage hits nothing. And a bad draw from Celtic here with it just being one of the rats that was already shuffled back in. I feel like Yanbetari just needed to be a little more aggressive here and they could have had it. Alright, now the question is... Does Yanbetari have something like a Lightning Strike or other removal to stop this? Nope, that's the game. Oh, man. Stalled for just long enough for Senway Smuggler to make a difference. Such an insane start from Yanbetari, and they couldn't actually close it out. Starting off, Living Example into Temple Shihan, and it looked really bad, but well played by Celtic to come back. We're going to get a game 3. Yeah, we go to the third game. That was really close. Very well played by both players. And we're going to watch Yanbetari again this time. Not the best start, but... Yeah, unsurprisingly a redraw. I think you go to 6. I don't think this is keepable. Not when you're on first, right? If you were on the draw, then yes. Yep. I appreciate everybody asking to. Going slow is nice so that we can make sure that I'm able to commentate. Yanbetari deciding to keep it. I don't know. It's tough because, I mean, you hate going to 6. At the same time, not being on the draw, you do have to hit runner power cards, right?
We fight to survive.
Like, you can miss one turn. This is the one turn that you're allowed to miss. But then after that, you have to hit it, or you're just not doing anything. So Yanbetari is just has to hit, like, at least one power card here. And maybe even 2. That's not the best one for them to see, but at this point, I think that you'd be pretty happy to see it anyways. That's kind of heartbreaking, because if it was the other Evangel, the teacher comes down. Still not bad, though. It doesn't mean that the 3-4 can attack in. Celtic's not doing much either. That's kind of the saving grace right now for Yanbetari. Because this could get ugly very quickly. Yeah, Disjunction. I mean, it's a thing. It doesn't really do anything, though. You're just stuck waiting around for now. Yeah, that's... God, that feels filthy, huh? Just gonna make a really large and in-charge outlaw ringleader. The good news with that is that at least you can block it, and there is the Disjunction here. I'm actually surprised the Disjunction didn't come down, because Yanbetari has to be betting really hard on drawing a power here and getting Eternity Core down. And there's their hero in Cerso. At least I believe that that was their hero. Oh, no! Alright, well, the Disjunction at least cleans up the extra 5 damage. So it's bad, like it's still a 4-2, but it's not the worst. Yanbetari has to draw power like this turn, or I think that their chances of winning this game go down exponentially, and I don't think they can really recover. Like, they might still be able to put up a bit of a fight, but it's not going to look like much of a game. There's a lot of damage on Celtic Guardian side of the board. There we go. We have something. Now the question is, do you, like, play Praxis Arcanum and force them to go after that to try and wait another turn and get Cerso down? Do you play the Teacher and just hope? Eternity Core to try and ramp to things like Curiox and Cerso? It might be safest to play the Eternity Core so you get Cerso next turn, but right now you've got to know that then you're taking like 9 damage at minimum, and maybe more, maybe a lot more. Like, Celtic Guardian could definitely do... Oh, right! God, right, the twist even. That's almost enough to kill right away. I was just thinking that Celtic Guardian can also do things like go for bare arms into... And that's nice. I don't know if it's enough. But they can go bare arms into, like, a assembly line and get a lot of extra damage. Yeah, at this point... And play Amaran Armadillo and Praxis Arcanum, refresh, gain some life. I guess if you go Praxis Arcanum, you can play Armadillo and Teacher. Right? Because it makes units cheaper as well.
You're a sad bunch.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Dizo's Office. Ugh. And that's enough to win the game. I think that the Praxis Arcanum plus 2 units is what needed to happen here, unfortunately. I don't know that it would have mattered, though. Dizo's Office was a great finisher. Very close game. Very well played by both players. By the way, though, that doesn't mean that anybody's out yet. All that means is that somebody gets bumped down to the loser's bracket. That's somebody being Celtic Guardian... Or, sorry, that being Yanbetari, I apologize. That being Yanbetari, having lost that last game. So, 2 wins for Celtic. Verify the winner, and boom. So, Celtic Guardian goes on to round 3, and that means that Yanbetari will be in the loser's bracket, but you can definitely still come back. You have the option to lose a game and still definitely win the whole thing. It's a little bit harder when you lose, but it's definitely a possibility. We had the last winner, I believe, of the last community tournament that we did exactly that. Went through losers and then came back up. If I remember correctly, actually, didn't they lose like the first round that they played and then won all the way through from then on? I think that's what happened, right? They went like 12-0 or something to actually finish it out. Started out 0-1 and then immediately won every other game afterwards and actually came back through the whole tournament, which was pretty great. There was a really cool tournament that we had last time. I really enjoyed that one.